Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for GoldMine 101, our regular series of GoldMine presentations, focusing on different aspects of using GoldMine. And this morning, I'm going to look at more closely printing address labels. Now, this presentation will be approximately, I suppose, quarter of an hour, 20 minutes or so. So it's just an overview of label printing. It's not meant to be an in-depth training session on this feature. My company, Wizard Systems, offer many extensive training options if you need them. Now on the call today, we've got people using all sorts of different versions of GoldMine. I'll be showing you the latest version of GoldMine, but pretty much everything I show you is relevant to all recent versions of the system. Now, the audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got any questions as you think of them, please type those into the question box in your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer those at the end of the session towards the end. I'll just give out your first name, by the way, to protect your privacy, and I'll do my best to answer that question there. Also, this session is being recorded. After the presentation, receive an automatic email from our system with a link to the recording, and we'll most likely put it up on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We're one of the top suppliers of GoldMine worldwide, UK, Europe. All we do is CRM. And we have lots of services around GoldMine. We can provide, of course, the software, upgrades, any help on implementation, customization, setup, linking GoldMine to other things, training. We can train you at your place. You can come to our place. We can do training online. And also we've got a friendly, responsive, permanently manned GoldMine help desk here as well to sort you out if any queries arise. So this morning then, we're going to be looking at label printing. Let me just dive into my demonstration system here. Okay, so this is GoldMine Premium Edition, pretty much the latest version. And to access your label format, your label printing, you go to the reports menu, which is probably on your GoldMine toolbar, or also you can go to the get to it via the go-to menu. Now, as you may know, the GoldMine report writer stores its reports into different sections. So the section we want is this one here, labels and envelopes. If I just expand out that one, you will see lots of Avery label formats and envelope formats. Now, in my experience, the only ones that are used are more the European, the UK European A4 size labels, which are essentially these here that start off with 7.1. A lot of the other labels here, GoldMine having a US origin, these are more formatted for US style, and the envelope ones in my experience aren't used too much. Probably the most popular two are 7161 and 7162, basically a 3-column label printout and a 2-column label printout. Now, when you want to print those labels, you just go to the print option, and of course here you'll want to ensure that you've got all contacts selected, that little button there, and you can then select a filter or group to print out to. And then also you can dictate whether it goes to the window or printer, directly to your printer. Now, what you might like to do before you actively print out those labels is just do a test printout to one page. And generally, what I do is I print out onto a normal piece of paper rather than your precious labels being a lot more expensive than an ordinary piece of paper. So when you go to print, just print out the first page there. Just do a test print and hold it up to one of your label sheets just to make sure they align correctly. A typical issue you might get when doing this the first time is making sure your labels are aligned. And sometimes you will find they might sort of creep in a horizontal or vertical direction. And it means that the first row of labels might come out fine, but as you get down towards the bottom of the page, you might have some information truncated, and maybe the bottom line of the address actually printing off the label area. So what you need to do is go through a little simple exercise of calibrating your label. And to do that, you go to the layout of the label. So this is the template. This is the skeleton of this label. And quite simply, you need to adjust a couple of things. First of all, you've got these two little holders here. I've just clicked into this label area, and we've got a top holder and a bottom holder there. You might need to adjust the actual depth of the label there, or if you need to move, if it's actually printing out okay, and you might need to adjust it in the other direction, if you use your cursor here and highlight all of the merge fields, the fields within that label, I've grabbed them all there. Do you see how I did that? I just scrolled over the whole selection. You can then move this label right or left or up or down as you see fit. So go through that little, if things are misaligned, go through that little calibration exercise by altering the detail section and the calibration section. The other thing you can do, if you're a little bit nervous about amending the standard formats, is you can, of course, clone these reports. You can create a complete copy of this label format, amend it to your heart's content, and you're not destroying the master one. That's another good, useful tip there on, indeed, on any reporting with the GoldMine Report Writer, is to clone the report. Is making a complete separate copy and not damaging your precious original. If you do have a support contract with a system, with Wizard Systems, we'd be more than happy in offering replacement Avery label formats if you find they're missing when you go to your menus here, the report menu, or if you have amended your original and you think it's rather difficult to get back to it, then just give us a shout here on our help desk and we'll be able to assist you. So that's a quick run through of that label printing process. I'd now like to, as we normally do, open it out to any questions that people have got. So locate that question section there, and I'll do my best to answer your queries. So first question from Greg: can you create a label from scratch? Greg, I would always recommend using one of the label formats that GoldMine gives you, and always try and use the Avery label formats as well. There are some, I know in the UK there are some Avery compatible label formats, and in my experience sometimes they can be, the dimensions can be just a little bit out. It only needs to be out by a millimeter or so, and it just means that you've got a little bit of an exercise in calibrating that Avery label to fit the clone, the non-Avery label format. Next question from, looks like Terrell: what's the best label printer for use with GoldMine? Good question. Now, there are some people, and we do ourselves at Wizard Systems, there are some people that just want to do one-off labels. So what I've shown you with Avery Labels is you doing maybe some kind of marketing exercise. You're sending out some leaflets or postcards or whatever it might be, and you're wanting to print out labels for a group of contacts. If, however, you want to print out one label, a shipping label, a larger size label to slap on a package or something like that, then there are some very good label printers around. Dymo do them, there's a big range, Brother do them as well, and that's where you'll need to again maybe create a single one-off label report format from scratch, we can assist you on that. Or it can be done. Some of you will be aware of the link to Word. You could create a Word template that actually has the label format as well. So printing directly from Word or from the report writer, that would be a good way of doing that. But yeah, so almost any label printer out there, I can't give you any recommendations of the best. Pretty much they all should work there, Terrell. Okay, don't think there's one more question coming through. Question from Ash. I had an issue with sound for the first 3 minutes. Could you please email the link? Yes, Ash, don't worry. You will get a link to the recording and also be on our YouTube channel as well. Thanks very much, Ash. Okay, just a mention about some other things. We are expecting GoldMine hotfix soon this week. Hotfix 4 soon this week. These hotfixes come out at the beginning of the month, normally on a Thursday or Friday, so stay tuned for that. We'll announce it on our GoldMine blog. We've got a Crystal Reports training course coming up on the 17th of September, aimed at GoldMine. So Crystal Reports is another reporting tool that can be used, is compatible with GoldMine. So we'll be covering all different types of report formats. And Crystal Reports is a far more powerful reporting system for doing more mission critical reporting and can do certain things that the built-in report writer in GoldMine can't do. And of course, email me for any suggestions on future topics, please. tim@wizard-systems.com. So just a quick recap then. With labels, try and use the true Avery labels. Be prepared to do the calibration exercise, and don't forget to do a little test print. Don't put your label, your expensive labels in your laser printer. Do a test print to just plain paper first of all. Okay, well, thanks very much for your time today. Do appreciate that. Any old questions, any late questions that come in, I will answer those separately by email. But thanks very much for your time today, and stay tuned for our training course, our session next week. We'll probably do the mailing out on Friday, so have a look at your email inbox on Friday for our invitation for next Tuesday. But look forward to seeing you again or speaking with you again on our presentations. Thanks very much indeed.